At number 24, the Saints basically could have gone anywhere. They could have gone best player available. People thought they might go with Queen from LSU at linebacker. Well, they end up going with Cesar Ruiz, Michigan center. And it's an interesting pick. It's intriguing. I think the Saints and Sean Payton throughout the offseason have talked about how they want to put some importance and some pieces together on the interior of their offensive line. And Ruiz, to me, is the best interior lineman in this draft. So at 24, which is kind of rare, you don't see the best interior lineman fall this far typically in the draft. But that's the case here with Ruiz, who's going to a really great team. And honestly, he doesn't need to start right away if he doesn't have to. You know what I mean? They have a great depth here. Larry Warford could potentially be traded if they like now. Andrus Peat, they just re-signed at left guard. Eric McCoy at center. They have Nick Easton as well. So you just add Ruiz to this group, and it's probably the best O-line in the league with a ton of depth in the interior of the line. The interior of the line is essential, especially with a quarterback like Drew Brees who needs to step up in the pocket and make a play. And Ruiz could potentially be a starter from day one at center or potentially move to guard. I like this pick because it wasn't necessarily a top need on their roster for right now, but it could potentially really help them in the long run of their team. And even if there's injuries, he could fill in a multitude of spots. So, yeah, it's not the sexiest pick in the world, but he could have been the best player on their board, and I don't fault anybody for picking their best player on their board, especially when they'll help the offensive line in the line of scrimmage. So, Ruiz is the pick from Michigan for the Saints. I like it. Again, it's not my favorite pick of the draft because it's an interior offensive lineman. It's just not sexy, but hey, you should be satisfied if you're a Saints fan. He's a good player.